Your mind blank, your voice muffled up, and your heartbeat literally racing faster. This is exactly how you find yourself whenever the moment to speak in English arises, which immediately diminishes all the self confidence or all the self esteem you have instilled within yourself, and you immediately start to speak in Hindi with your friends. And when you get home, you realize, wondering in your mind as to why it is only you on earth who cannot communicate effectively in English. Or maybe you think, why is it only you on earth who cannot carry a conversation, a spontaneous conversation in English language? If what I have just said resonates with you, then continue watching to this video, because in this video I am going to share with you three simple tips that too, if you follow these simple tips every day for 13 minutes, each tip divided into 10 minutes, you will ultimately be able to speak fluent English, no matter what moment is it, no matter what setting is it is, be it a professional setting or just an informal conversation with your friend. You will certainly be able to express your thoughts, opinions, ideas effortlessly. So the first tip that I personally find to be quite effective in terms of helping us acquiring English as a language is reading. Reading does not only help you to navigate effectively through your overall English learning journey, but it also skyrockets the chances of you learning English effectively, because when we read extensively, we get exposed to the usage of language. Reading enables us to gain clarity of how sentences are constructed, how grammar is used, how vocabulary is used. In fact, it also exposes us to a variety of vocabulary that we otherwise not know. And after reading, after picking out those vocabulary, in a manner we can also expand our vocabulary, our overall collection of vocabulary. So in a manner, reading does not only help us to expose ourselves to the language, but in other ways it also helps us to expand our overall vocabulary, because while reading we are bound to come up with words that we don't know, and if we don't ignore them or overlook them and instead write them down in a paper, we can certainly expand our vocabulary. And as we all know, without knowing vocabulary, as long as we do not have any vocabulary, we won't be able to express a certain expression or our ideas or our opinions. So in order to express yourself meticulously and perfectly, it is equally important for you to expand your vocabulary as well, which can automatically be covered just while reading. Now, it would be pretty uncontroversial to say that in order to be fluent in English, you need to practice every day extensively as much as possible, irrespective of whether you speak on your own, whether you practice speaking by yourself, or you seek someone with whom you could engage in a conversation with. Speaking every day is the only thing that will ultimately lead you to achieve fluency, because all your focus, all your attention in terms of learning English, in terms of acquiring English as a language, is on speaking fluently, speaking effortlessly, so that in future you can ace in any interview, you can have a spontaneous conversation with any of your friend. Now there are various ways through which you could practice speaking. Firstly, and my personal favorite, is recording yourself on your phone and listening back to your recording for feedback. Beginner, initially we feel very nervous and too timid to engage in a conversation with someone who is already quite proficient in the language. At this point, we want someone whom we could converse in English without the fear of being judged. And in my opinion, it is no one other than you who could speak in English with yourself without the fear of being judged, without the fear of being mocked. The third tip that I'll consider sharing with you, and as I believe can literally change the game of you acquiring English as a language, is writing. Now I won't unnecessarily emphasize on start to journal or start writing on your own, picking up a diary. Instead, I will personally recommend you to use ChatGPT. Integrate ChatGPT into this habit of writing, because in the era of ChatGPT, where you can easily receive constructive feedback with suggestion on the areas where you truly need to make improvement, it would be very foolish to start journaling and write in your personal notebook and wondering for a day to come where you will ultimately be able to identify the areas, or where you will ultimately be able to refine your overall writing skill. Instead, it is quite effective and a quite efficient step towards acquiring learning English by start to write on ChatGPT, because while writing on ChatGPT, you will be able to know and gain clarity of where you need to make improvement. What are the areas in your writing that truly require improvement? What are the mistakes that you are making here and there in your writing? So overall, writing through ChatGPT will help you to identify the areas where you can make improvement with the suggestion to how you can make it. And eventually, by regularly adopting or incorporating all these tips, you will certainly be able to see and notice significant change or improvement in your overall English language journey. So, all in all, by reading every day extensively for at least 10 minutes, by speaking every day, either by yourself or engaging in a conversation with someone, furthermore, by writing every day using ChatGPT, you can certainly become fluent in English and learn it on your own at your own pace. However, firstly, you need to bear patience, because acquiring a language is a continuous process. While for some it is easier to acquire English as a language within a shorter period of time, for others it may take longer than expected. Whatever the case, you don't need to be discouraged, and always bear patience. With consistent effort and perseverance, you will ultimately be able to achieve fluency in English and able to convey your thoughts, your expression and your ideas to anyone effectively. Thanks for watching this video. If you like the video, consider subscribing to my channel.